This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Man, I was sitting there, boy. I was like, man, that's an excellent comparison, though. I done heard this 2 times, you know what I'm saying, in the month of September. And as a matter of fact, today, a coworker had told me that. And I was like, hey, man, that's the biggest compliment anybody could give me, dog. He said, you know who you look like, man? You look like Stuart Scott. And I said, let me go look at some pictures of Stuart Scott. And then I sat there and I looked at Stuart Scott and I looked at me. I said, damn, I could be this motherfucker's son, dog. I actually look like I could be a younger iteration of him. To me, that's a compliment of so many levels, because Stuart Scott was a guy who got famous off of being himself. Let me say it again. He was a guy that got famous off of being himself. Now, finally, people have given a comparison to Hino's Sport to somebody else that makes absolute sense. So I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of freaking sense, folks. So hear me and hear me well. Listen, folks, let's get right into the video. This is the double standard that I'm talking about. See, this is why I love the comparison with Stuart Scott, because this man did not hold his tongue. So Hino's Sport is not going to hold his tongue. Again, rehear me and rehear me well. See, the double standards were Errol the True Spence and Sergey Kovalev, Claressa Shields, and Oscar De La Hoya. These guys are known. Oscar De La Hoya is known back in the 90s for having, you know what I'm saying, assault issues against a 14-year-old woman. Oscar De La Hoya has been a cross-dresser. Oscar De La Hoya has been known now recently to have an assault issue with this woman. You know what I'm saying? A lady, right? Oscar De La Hoya has been known to be a cheater all outright. You know what I'm saying? In life. Oscar De La Hoya is a known guy that has mental issues. He's going into rehab left and right. But that gets swept under the rug. No one talks about that. Claressa Shields has one hiccup. And mind you, the hiccup is not even of her own doing. She had nothing to do with it. In the Ivana Habazin fight, she was doing a pre-weigh-in before the weigh-in. Let me say it again. She was doing a pre-weigh-in before the weigh-in. She didn't know that shit was going to go down. She didn't know that shit was going to hit the water. But she gets the blame for what happens to Bashir Ali, even though she's not directly involved. Talk about a double fucking standard in boxing. See, this is the stuff that I'm talking about with classic Dota and troglodytes. This is the stuff that I'm talking about with Rudy Poo and Plum Plum Brains. This is the stuff that I'm talking about with Brain Full of Mush and Brainwash, what we call dodo fucking heads at the highest damn levels. They don't understand their truest and their most properest levels. Let me say it again. They don't understand their truest and their most properest levels and how they look at shit. They want to sit here and say, you don't know shit about boxing. You're biased as fuck, blah, 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 blah. But they don't realize they are the ones that are biased. Because if it's not someone that they prescribe to, they don't give 2 rats ass about them. Let me say it again. If it's not someone that they prescribe to, they don't care 2 rats ass about them. But if it's someone that they love, man, they're sitting there holding them up with high adulation. Let me say it again. If it's someone that they love, they're holding them up with high adulation. This is what's happening with the Oscar De La Hoya situation as opposed to Claressa Shields. Why is Claressa Shields being put under the gun? Why is Claressa Shields being put in a negative light? People don't see when Claressa Shields is getting the award that she got, right? As Women of the Century. People are not seeing that Claressa Shields is helping people out in her own community, right? Giving money out, you know what I'm saying? Helping the less fortunate. They don't talk about these things. They only put Claressa Shields in the light when it's something negative, man. This is the systemic issue in our society. It's a systemic epidemic issue, and no one wants to address it. No one wants to talk about the elephant in the room. Just look at Oscar De La Hoya and look at Claressa Shields, and you could draw your own conclusions. I mean, come on. You just have to be a brain full of mush and a brainwashed dodo head to not see this at the highest levels. Oscar De La Hoya has had multiple allegations against him that have come to be true of him and against women. Claressa Shields has one issue that, of course, it's related to her because it's people that's in her group, right? But it falls on her, even though she wasn't directly involved. My thing is this. Everyone is wrong. I said this in that situation. The Bashir Ali situation is a very delicate situation. Everyone's wrong. But Bashir Ali should act like the 71-year-old grandpa and keep his mouth fucking shut, man. People are sitting here giving excuses saying, oh, he could just run his mouth however. Listen, it's a lesson. It's a cardinal rule in life. You can't just run your mouth to just anybody and don't expect consequences. Let me say it again. You can't just run your mouth to anybody and don't expect consequences, because everyone takes shit differently. You can't just run up on any motherfucker and think that you could just do this and not expect there's not going to be consequences. So the cardinal rule and the cardinal lesson of life is keep your mouth higgity fucking hush. If you don't got nothing good to say, it's the rule of life. If nothing good comes out of your mouth, higgity fucking hush. It's really that simple. And be careful who you talk to when you're talking to certain people, because you can tell the difference between people that will take action and people that won't take action. Again, am I excusing the person that took action? No, I'm not excusing the person that took action, because what the person did was juvenile. What the person did was immature. So all parties are wrong. But Claressa Shields did not have anything directly to do with that. But Oscar De La Hoya has issues of him cheating fighters. Him not paying fighters what they're due. This is why you got 90-something% of fighters that used to be with Golden Boy Promotions that are now with PBC, that came from Golden Boy Promotions, that came up under Oscar De La Hoya. This guy's a coke fiend. This guy snorts coke up his ass all day, every day. But Errol the True Spence got a drinking problem, supposedly, right? Because he has this one major hiccup where he has an accident. But Oscar De La Hoya has years and years and years and years and years of him having coke issues. No one talks about that. He's swept under the rug. Now we look at Sergey Kovalev. This man has multiple issues. Go look at my community posts. People actually sitting here defending this shit. And they wonder why they can't get chicks. When you call a woman a bitch, you're not going to get chicks, dog. Let me say it again. When you call a woman a bitch, you're not going to get chicks, because it lets women know that you're a beta male with feminine energy. Because why would you attack a woman to that level to call them a bitch? Men that have confidence, purpose, and an abundance mindset don't got time to be attacking a woman, let alone attack their integrity by calling them a bitch. It just speaks volumes. And I'm glad He Knows the Sport wasn't the only one to call your ass out. Look at my community posts. Other motherfuckers calling you out for that bullshit. So that should tell you something. But He Knows the Sport is supposedly biased. It's only biased because it's cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truths. People can't tell the difference. People don't understand the lane that I operate in mentally. I'm on a different level than anybody on this YouTube planet. Let me say it again. I'm on a different level than anybody on this YouTube planet. I'm smarter than all these fuckers. The best of them and the worst of them. None of them can't see me when it comes to brain power. I'm smarter than all of them. So when I say shit, a lot of times, even the best of them, it goes over their heads. Because they're thinking of it one way, but really it's another way. Let me say it again. They're thinking of it one way, but really it's another way. Because I can mentally whoop any fucking body. But that's He Knows the Sport. That's the plight He Knows the Sport has to deal with. So you're going to say He Knows the Sport is biased, because He Knows the Sport is coming with cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truths. I done told you guys, I gave you guys this lesson a long time ago. The truth hurts, motherfuckers, but guess what? It will set you free. Let me say it again. The truth hurts, motherfuckers, but it will set you free. This is the lane that I operate. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I apply what? Unlimited pressure, because pressure does what? It busts fucking pipes, folks. When you speaking a truth-telling message and you're coming in truth-telling fashion, folks don't know how to handle it. It makes them hot and bothered like grits, because they have to deal with their insecurity and their miseries in life. Errol the True Spence has one hiccup, but he's supposedly done. A 26-0 fighter and the new IBF and WBC champion. Beat Sean Gatekeeper Porter up 9 rounds to 3 by my assessment, 8 rounds to 4 at worst. You got Bob Arum that agrees with He Knows the Sport. He said 8 rounds to 4. So we're going to discredit that? Come on, man. But Sergey Kovalev, who mentally checked out of the Andre Ward fights, both of them, mind you, second one even worse, has a multiple episode of beating up women, but people are excusing this. Oh, we have to wait until everything come out. So we didn't see it the first time around when he did this shit? Oh, we have to wait. That speaks volumes of the type of motherfucker you are, and that's why your ass ain't got no fucking chicks. Let me say it again. That speaks volumes of the motherfucker you are, and that's why your ass ain't got no chicks, because anyone that has a woman, anyone that has high degree of morals, anyone that knows how to treat women well, we're not sitting here and excuse this bullshit. But Claressa Shields and Errol the True Spence is the problem. Oscar De La Hoya isn't. Sergey Kovalev isn't. The double fucking standards with these classic dose and these troglodytes, these Rudy Poo and these plum brains, these ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. But as long as you have Henos Sport here, he's going to continue to keep the foot on the what? On the necks. He's going to continue to keep the foot on the what? On the necks of these Rudy Poo and these plum brain ultra fucking fanboys. This is Henos Sport. Checking out.